Hello and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to be reviewing other YouTubers' home gyms. Before we start, we're going to play a quick game which I like to call every time I squat 270 kilograms, you have to press like and subscribe to my channel. So, a few weeks back, I sat in this very chair, it's actually a stool technically, and I reviewed my subscribers' home gyms. Now, considering it's lockdown, I'm stuck in my house, I literally have no videos to make, I figured why not do the same thing, but for other YouTubers. So I spoke to some of my friends who happen to also be YouTubers who I know to have home gyms. I asked them to send me some clips, some videos, some images of their gym. That content was of varying quality, but we've got enough to get by. Those YouTubers are Marino, Craig Richey, Lucy Davis, Zac Perna, Joey D, Joe Fazer, Brandon Campbell, Ryan Terry, and Travis S. I don't actually know what the S stands for, but S. Now, as with the last video, and to keep this as objective a review as possible, I'm going to be reviewing the gyms based on certain criteria. I'm going to have 5 different groups. Those groups are going to be bodybuilding, so how good is the gym for bodybuilding? Powerlifting, like what is the powerlifting setup like? Cardio, fairly self-explanatory. Aesthetic, i.e. how good does the gym look? And then ingenuity, so have you done anything cool, clever, anything like particularly quirky with the space, with the stuff that you have? Now, for each of those categories, I will award a mark out of 5, which gives you a total top score of 25. And just putting it out there, no one's gonna get that. I am the Simon Cowell of gym judging. Anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna share my screen with you right now. This is a bit weird. Okay, we are live. Are we live? I think it's live. Yes, we are live. Right, so you can see my little organized folder here. Marino, what have you got? 1 video. Lazy, okay, what we're working with here. Okay, a minute long. Fair play, take it back. Solid. So we've got let's go back. I'm not paying attention. That is a decent dumbbell array. We've got like 5s up to 50s. I mean, reasonable increments, like enough that you could definitely, you know, get some decent progression in there. The lack of complete continuity with the dumbbell types is throwing me off, but again, like basically with the transformations, with the subscribers' home gyms, I had a bit of leniency because like some of these guys are working with very, very limited budgets. With the YouTubers ones, I'm gonna set a slightly higher standard, right? So straight away, we're gonna come in hard. That sounded weird. Right, moving on. Heater, nice heater, integral, filing cabinet. Is that a filing cabinet? No, it's just like a loads of boxes. Yes! Right, straight away, Marino, you're getting marked up for the Morty earbuds. What a guy. Okay, good. So we got like good amount of weight there. Like, I don't know if they're 20s on top, but you're looking at like, including the bar, what, 280, like 260 to 280 kilograms. That's a lot of weight, enough for most people. Okay, solid rack, nice bar selection, good array of bars, medicine ball, chuck that in the bin right now. Some little hurdle things, okay, nice. Yeah, that is, I mean, having like 1 bar at home is ideal, right? Having like 4 or 5, that's the dream. Nice little plyo box, some more plates, impressive. A bike, okay, just showing off now. I mean, the aesthetic is nice, right? It looks really clean, like that does definitely appeal to me. It's a nice out. To be fair as well to Marino, he did say he's waiting on more bits. I think he's waiting on a cable, maybe something else, but I don't care. It's not there now, so I'm gonna go on this. Right, let's get to the judging. So bodybuilding, let's quickly review this again. So we got a solid dumbbell rack, like loads of dumbbells. We've got a lot of weight, we've established that. You can obviously do all your compounds there with the array of bars. I mean, no machines, no cables, but again, this is a home gym, so the standards can't be too high. I'm gonna say 3.5. That may be harsh, but that's what we're going with. Right, powerlifting, pretty decent, right? We've got a lot of weight, like close to 300 kilos. We've got a rack, we've got multiple bars, we've got a bench, so you can obviously do all your main 3 lifts there. You can do some accessories with the dumbbells. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. A nice solid floor, good for deadlifting on. I'm gonna say a 4.5. Cardio, I mean, you've got some random bits like the med ball, the little hurdles, you've got the plyo boxes, you've got a bike. I mean, that's a reasonable setup. Again, for cardio, that's like, it gives you options, multiple bars as well, like some light dumbbells. I'm gonna say 2.5. And then aesthetic, like, I like it. I think it looks clean. It's all nice and dark and black and grey. Like the dumbbells, it's annoying me they're not all the same, but that's obviously, I mean, that's quite, I don't want to be a dick, you know. I'm gonna say 4 because I do like it. And then ingenuity, I mean, have we got anything particularly out of the ordinary? Not really. Nothing like crazy innovative. I'm gonna say 2. 7, 8, 9, 13, 15, 16. Right, moving on. Craig, Richey, Craig and Jazz. Single video again. Well, actually, I think, to be fair, I think actually some of these guys sent me multiple ones, but I just deleted them because I didn't want to. Craig, what are you angling to do here? Right, Craig's talking. I mean, I've muted it, so, alright, Jazz, this is boring, skipping past this, don't want to see that. Okay, here we go, gym setup. Right now, I know Craig and Jazz have a relatively small space, but from memory, they've made pretty good use of it. So let's see what we are dealing with here. Okay, I mean, straight away, obviously, these are CrossFit guys, so you know the cardio setup's gonna be pretty strong. We've got a curve runner there, a bike, Bulldog gear stuff, just gonna put it out there. Greatest gym supply in the world. A nice rack, I think that's a fold away rack. So again, that's like a really good use of space there. I mean, you can see the size of the space. They've got a lot in that space. Like they've got a rower there as well. That's pretty incredible. Few dumbbells down there, hex one, so you can chuck them around. Like it looks nice. The cool little Hustle logo on the wall, that looks sick. Good amount of plates by the looks of it. Can't see how much weight, but I mean, definitely 200 kilograms plus there. We got 2 bars, both Hustle bars. That's pretty cool. Is there anything else hidden away? I don't think there is. Let's skip past this. Oh, that's like one of those little, like, what do you call it, little rollerboard thingies. That's pretty sick. Cardio, you can do cardio on that. Okay, yeah, so we got 3 sets of hex dumbbells. Pain is temporary. Unless you are rigged up to a permanent electrical current emitting device, in which case pain is permanent. Yeah, I mean, that is a nice, sick. So you got a pink bar and a black bar. That's pretty cool. Okay, and a massive beard. If I was giving marks of beards, that's a strong 5. So going back to the space, let's give some marks out here. Bodybuilding, I mean, we're limited, right? Like, it is definitely more of a functional setup. So you can obviously do your compound lifts with a barbell with the plates, but beyond that, a few dumbbells. I'm gonna say 2.5. That's quite harsh, isn't it? But oh well, I've done it now. Powerlifting, solid, like good amount of weight, couple of barbells. You can squat, bench and deadlift like fine. In fact, if you've got a bench, I'm sure I saw a bench. Did I see a bench there? Gotta be a bench. If there's no bench, I'm gonna cry. There must be a bench. Craig, mate, come on, I know I've seen a bench somewhere. Have I seen a bench somewhere? Am I losing my mind? Craig, mate, I mean, I know bench isn't a thing in CrossFit, right? But okay, I might be wrong. I can't see a bench there, right? Which means that you can't bench press or do a number of bench-based dumbbell exercises. Powerlifting, we're gonna have to say 2 because you literally can't bench press. You can floor press, but you can't do one of the lifts. Right, cardio, extremely strong. A whole array of options there. Very functional. I'm gonna have to say 5. Aesthetic, I think it looks pretty sick. Like it's cool, like that wall looks cool. All the branding and logos look sick. Like, obviously from this side, that isn't super crispy, but if you open that up and you're outside looking in, it looks really cool. I think it's a really nice aesthetic. Yeah, I like it, and especially with that space. I'm gonna say 4. And then ingenuity, like very, very impressive. They've made like a lot out of that space. It's a small space. They've really crammed stuff in there. They've done it in a way that still is, you know, you can move around. You're not like stepping over stuff. That's really impressive. I'm gonna say 4 again, which gives Craig and Jazz a total score of 17.5, and you guys take the lead. Congrats. Moving on, next up we have Lucy Davis, who's got a pretty sick setup considering. Okay, so you can't actually see this straight away, but you can a bit. It's in a gazebo. So they've literally erected a gazebo / marquee type thing in their garden. That's pretty sick. We've got a nice rack, a little T-bar row set up there. You don't see those very often. That is extremely useful. Good use of that container type thing. Belt, good amount of plates in there where those bumpers are at. I mean, that's the biggest set of bumpers I've ever seen. Jesus Christ. That's gonna fill the entire bar sleeve. It will look cool, so swings and roundabouts. We've got like a box, plyo / I don't know, I guess you could squat to that. Oh, nice. I'm not a massive fan of those bench setups, the narrow ones. It kind of freaks me out, but that is, I mean, it's quite useful to have that, like a fixed one. You can obviously do like overhead presses, seated bits on that as well. That's quite handy away from your regular rack. You've got a few dumbbells there, another foam roller, some kettlebells, solid floor as well, it's got to be said. Bear in mind that this is in a gazebo, like that's a pretty decent floor. Some chalk bags, I think. Looks like a decent rack as well, to be fair, with the safeties. Okay, that's a pretty good setup. So let's give it some marks. Bodybuilding, as with Craig, I feel like it's obviously quite limited, like no machines, not a massive array of dumbbells. I mean, the T-bar row, that's a massive plus because it obviously opens up a whole load of back things you can do that you couldn't ordinarily do, particularly with the limited dumbbells. You've got the barbell, you've got a good amount of plates. The bench, that is quite handy. Still got a few dumbbells, enough that you can do some bits, like you've got a light one, a medium one, and a heavy, that's a single heavy one, so you couldn't go for any massive dumbbell presses. But yeah, I mean, again, considering it's in a gazebo, like that's pretty cool. Bodybuilding wise, we're gonna say, I'm gonna have to be quite harsh. I'm gonna have to go 1.5, sorry. Powerlifting, I mean, you can squat, you can deadlift, the floor's pretty solid. Not a huge amount of weight to deadlift with. Bench, you can obviously bench fine in that little fixed bench rack. I'm gonna say 3.5. Cardio, I mean, you've got the kettlebells, you've got the box. I guess you can do some stuff with the box. I mean, you've got the little mat up here, just kind of clutching at straws here. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna have to be harsh again. Limited, I'm gonna have to say 1.5. I feel like a dick here. Right, aesthetic, actually pretty sick. Like, considering again, it's in a gazebo, like, I mean, the gazebo looks to be fairly dark, like black almost. All the stuff's black, the flooring looks really nice, like it all ties in pretty well. Considering like the space, I think they've done very well. I think it looks pretty clean. I'm gonna say 3.5. And then ingenuity, like very good. Like you've literally erected a structure that wasn't there before. You've made good use of the space. You've got a reasonable amount of stuff in there. I think, yeah, I think that's a pretty good use of space. When you factor in the gazebo, I'm gonna have to go 4.5, which gives you a total of 14.5. So respectable third place. I mean, technically last, but third. Next up, we have, I don't know because I'm in the wrong folder, Zac Perna, AKA the world's most hated man. I don't know why I said that. Okay, Zac, I mean, if you're unaware, Zac has pretty much a commercial gym in his house. It's absolutely absurd. I'll show you it now. If you have a home gym of your own, you're gonna hate your life and just probably set fire to it after this. Like, that's ridiculous. I mean, I'm gonna say no, like, that's quite messy. Zac has made no attempts. I mean, he's in the process of cleaning it. Could have at least finished it before we got the video, so I'm gonna mark you down for that. And also because you're a rat, so. Okay, like a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, the leg press, just gonna put it out there right now, like, Zac has never used that leg press or the squat rack in his entire life. Calf machine, definitely never used that either, as evidenced by the reflection in the mirror. But I mean, that's ridiculous. Like, literally a solid array of machines, loads of dumbbells, like cardio bits, belts, plates, like so much stuff, cables. That is an incredible setup. It also looks pretty sick. I mean, it's messy there, but when it's tidy, I know it looks sick. But I mean, it's messy here, so I'm gonna have to judge it based on that. There's another video. What is the other video? Just the other angle. For this is an unnecessary video, but you can see the dumbbells. Now, I don't know if there was a rack before, but like, Zac, mate, that is a sick gym. A dumbbell rack is a necessity. I feel like I've seen one in there before, but it's not there right now. So get a rack, you lazy piece of shit. Go back to the other video. Okay, in terms of a mark, we're gonna go, again, considering it's a home gym, like, this is a ridiculous setup. Bodybuilding, I mean, I'm gonna have to go 5. Powerlifting, I mean, that's a solid rack. I didn't think I'd ever say that about Zac. He's got at least one barbell there. Plates, the floor looks solid. How many plates? Where are the plates? I mean, the plates are spread out, but there must be a good amount of plates, I feel like. Yeah, they're on the leg press there. He's got a lot of plates. He's got a solid, like, that looks like a really good competition bench there as well. I mean, that's pretty strong. Just because there's no full-size bumpers or like a deadlift bar, I can't give it a 5 for powerlifting, but I'm gonna say a 4.5 because the setup is really good. Right, cardio, we've got like a stepper, we've got a treadmill, we've got a bike, friggin' rowing machine. That's ridiculous. Like, again, that's gotta be a 5. It pains me to give him this higher mark, but I have no choice. Aesthetic would have been high because it looks sick, but there's a Hoover and loads of crap on the floor, and the dumbbells are a bit messy. So Zach, for that lack of cleanliness, I'm gonna give you a 4. And then finally, ingenuity. I mean, like, there's no crazy, you know, clever use of space or anything. I mean, they haven't got to because the gym's friggin' massive, but like, there's nothing that, you know, that's amazing, that's different, unique, or like particularly clever. It's just a sick setup. So in terms of ingenuity, like, I'm gonna say 2, which gives Zach and his ridiculous gym a total score of 20.5, and he flies into the lead. Right, Joey D, another sick one. I've seen this, I mean, he sent me 4 videos, so straight away, top marks for doing that. Extremely aesthetic. It's very new, like, it looks sick and clean. Let's just watch the videos rather than me talking. That's just a stationary video, awkward, but I mean, you can see, like, looks pretty sick. The lighting's nice. It's fairly well, like, I mean, it's very well color coded. Is that the right, like, descriptive term? Yeah, like, it just looks super clean, and like, it's just very, very satisfying to look at. You know what I mean? It looks like a, I don't know, it just looks like a super clean, awesome home gym. Yeah, multiple angles, treadmill, throw a treadmill in there. I think Joe actually bought the treadmill because he knew I was going to do this video and he wanted to score at least something respectable in the cardio category. But yeah, that is a very, very nice, really solid home gym setup. It's pretty much, I mean, that is like home gym goals, right? I think the majority of people will be extremely, extremely happy to have that as a home gym. In terms of marks, bodybuilding, we've got a reasonable, in fact, a pretty extensive array of dumbbells there. Like, that's a good, they go up to 40s, is that 40s, 45s? I think maybe 45, no, they're 50s, maybe 50s? As if Joe, I mean, Joe can't even lift 50s, but that's still a really good range, like nice incremental jump, so you can hit pretty much anything you want. So in terms of dumbbells, ideal, good barbell, weight, bench setup. Cables as well, cables is so key. Like, even without any other machines, you got a cable pulley, as I found, you can do pretty much everything. In terms of accessories, it's ideal. So bodybuilding, I'm gonna go 4. Right, powerlifting, deadlift platform, that's ideal. Obviously a couple of barbells there. I know that he hasn't got a huge amount of plates, so like in terms of weights, you're not gonna go mega heavy on any of the, like, particularly I'm thinking like a deadlift, for example, you can't go mega heavy, so that's restrictive. But in terms of the setup for deadlift, squats and bench, very, very nice. The total weight is the only thing holding them back there. I'm gonna go for a, I'm gonna say 4, because it is still a really sick setup for powerlifting and you could just do a ton of volume there. Right, cardio, we have the token treadmill. To be fair, you got like a punch bag as well. Like pads, you've got some little, what are they called, like little parallel hurdly, whatever they're called, type things down there. Like a few bits that you could perform cardio on, like more than just one thing. It's actually pretty good. This gym is going to score highly, you know. Cardio, I'm going to say, because of the punch bag, I'm going to say 3.5. Aesthetic, I mean, it looks really nice. You can't dispute it, does it really nice. The green and blue bands, like, that's annoying me a little bit. And the deadlift platform, like, for me, that's just quite a strong orangey color. Like, I know it screams deadlift platform, but like, I know with mine, I just kind of stained it a bit, so it went a little bit darker. So for me, if you just cover up that platform there and those bands there, it's super tied in, looks super clean and sick. It still looks sick, but for me, I feel like those are just kind of dragging it down a little bit there, preventing it from scoring extremely highly, but it's still gonna score high. I'm gonna go for a 4. And then ingenuity, I think like a really good use of space. It's really nicely laid out, like it's really organized. The lighting, the use, I know that Joe put those lights in, like, and they look sick. Like it gives a really nice, like, even balanced light. Like I have spotlights in my gym and you can get some sick physique videos, but like in terms of your head, for example, you look like Gandalf. So like he's done really well there. I'm gonna go for a 3.5. And that yields a total score of 19, which I believe slides you into second place. Right, moving on, let's get aggressive. Next up, we have another Joe Fazer. Now Joe, this is the other end of the spectrum. That sounds harsh. Other end of the spectrum in terms of like setup. With the subscribers gyms, I factored in like cost, i.e. if someone spent considerably less on their gym, you can't mark them, hold them to the same, you know, lofty heights as someone who spent loads of money. So I'm gonna apply a similar thing here with Joe. I mean, straight away, he's got a sofa, so that's ideal. Lots of weird crap around the outside. Got like a barbell, 2 barbells, a good amount of weight, a nice rack. I think actually I've done him a disservice there. If I go back, I mean, it's a 7-second video, but what else are you gonna show, to be fair? You can see here, he's got a cable pulley. So that's actually, I didn't realize that's pretty sick. That's a bit of a game changer. And by the looks of it down here, oh no, that's the plate. So it's like a plate loaded cable pulley. That's pretty cool. Adjustable bench, a few dumbbells. It's actually better than I thought, you know, like a nice little light that looks quite aggressive, but still, it's a light. Remote control car, bonus. There's another video, so let's check what the other video is in case I'm missing something. It's just a slightly closer look at this. I think, you know, I think that's a deadlift bar. I'm pretty sure it is. So that's gonna pay off when it comes to the powerlifting category. Also an easy bar there, some adjustable dumbbells, and another bench. and another armchair down here. So despite first impressions, actually gonna probably score relatively well. Like, that's impressive. Right, so bodybuilding, like, you can do all your compounds, you've got a good range of dumbbells. When you throw in the adjustable dumbbells as well, like that's really good as well, and like handy in terms of space saving. You've got the cable thing there, actually quite solid, like way better than I thought after having initially looked at it. I'm gonna go 3.5. Powerlifting, I mean, not a huge amount of weight. If I can get a clearer view of this. Still though, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean, do you know what? I take it back. That's actually, I mean, you're looking at least, I think 240 kilograms at least. So that's reasonable. You've got a decent rack, you've got a bench, you've got a deadlift bar and a nice like floor, flat floor by the looks of it. So you can do your big 3, you've got a good amount of weight. The deadlift bar is a bonus. Powerlifting, I'm gonna go for a 4.5. Okay, cardio, I'm not gonna lie, Joe, you're probably gonna struggle. I mean, the fact that there is a sofa in there doesn't scream cardio to me. No means I can see other than those ladders. Does that count as cardio, climbing a ladder? I mean, I won't give you a 0 because you can climb up and down those ladders. You've got 3 ladders, so even, yeah, you could have you and your mates in there just scaling ladders. I'm gonna go for a 1. Aesthetic, I mean, let's be honest, not good. Like, it is quite messy. It is a bit of a dungeon. I mean, it looks like it is a garage, and it looks like a garage, so understandable. I don't know. I'm trying to find a silver lining. I'm struggling. I'm gonna have to go for a 1.5. Sorry, Joe. Ingenuity, I'm gonna say quite high, you know, because you've got the cable behind the rack. That's pretty cool. That's how, I know you didn't build it, but like you've got it. That's pretty cool. You've got the adjustable dumbbells. That's an extremely good use of space. You think, let's assume those dumbbells cover like what, I don't know, 5 to 30 kilograms or so. The equivalent dumbbells, the space that would take up those dumbbells are very, very useful. You've got a good amount of stuff in a fairly small space. That's quite impressive. So I'm gonna go for a 3.5, which gives Joe Fazer a total score of 14, which is like not too bad, right? I thought it could have been embarrassing. That's actually fairly respectable. Excellent effort, Joe. And to be honest, again, I'm only because the likes of like Zac's gym, for example, the standards are quite high, right? That's obviously an extreme example. This gym, for like, you know, anyone, I would say right now in this lockdown will be an absolute godsend. Like, again, go back a few months, I would have been buzzing to have this kind of setup. So yeah, very, very admirable. That's the wrong word. Just good, very good. Next gym belongs to Brandon Campbell. If you don't know who Brandon Campbell is, he's an absolute OG. So when I started YouTube, Brandon was already like fairly well established. He was like the powerlifting guy. This is a very unknown fact, right? Had it not been for him back in the day, I probably, strong chance, wouldn't be doing YouTube now. Like back in the day when I was struggling and I had like no subscribers, no views, no traction, he allowed me to make a video for his channel, and that video blew me up. Like, relatively speaking, I went from getting like a couple of 100 views on a video to getting like a couple of 1,000. Like, it helped me so much. So Brandon, if you're watching this, mate, you're an absolute sicko. Anyway, I will not let that cloud my judgment. I'm gonna be impartial. Let's have a look what we are working with here. I already know, I mean, it's a sick gym. I mean, this is a really shaky video, so Brandon, that's what, I mean, what are you doing? You filming this on a unicycle? Why is it so, oh, okay. I'm on the screen there, so you're getting marked up for that straight away. A ridiculous array of bars. Like, Brandon has an incredible setup, particularly for powerlifting. Like, you have, yeah, an array. Like, you're never going to be short of any kind of powerlifting or powerlifting accessory movement. Also, to be fair, loads of others. Look at the dumbbells, massive dumbbell rack, like a friggin' glute ham raise. How many home gyms do you know that have a glute ham raise in? None. Yeah, like, that's a sick set. He's got 2 racks. He's got, I forget what it's called, this one here, but like, it's sick. You can do pressing movements and stuff using the rack. Like, it's pretty cool. It's got lever thingies on it. Like, it's like an all-in-one rack. The floor looks quite nice. Good amount of plates there, and they're decent plates as well. Friggin' loads of belts, like TV. Like, this is just a very, very nice setup. This is gonna score highly. If you're into pole dancing, you've got 2 poles here as well. Score-wise, bodybuilding, I'm gonna go for a 4. Powerlifting, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's got a deadlift bar. You can see, yeah, you got a couple of longer bars there. There'll be deadlift bars. So he's got 2 deadlift bars. That's ridiculous. Loads of plates, 2 racks, like multiple benches. You could literally have 3 people powerlifting in this gym simultaneously, although they probably run out of weight, but still, that's a lot of, I mean, he's got a lot of plates there as well. Yeah, absolutely ideal for powerlifting. I'm gonna say a 5. Cardio, I saw a bike in the corner. We've got a bike, an air bike, which is, you know, you can do some cardio on that. Is there any other, you've got some med balls up there, although I'm almost certain he's never used those. Anything else? More, Jesus mate, there's like more bars over there. Brandon owns about 25 bars. There's a shortage of barbells on the east coast of America, then I mean, I know why. Okay, I can't see much other than that bike. So for cardio, I mean, you can do some cardio. I'm gonna go 2. Aesthetic, like, I think it looks sick. Like, it's an actual gym setup. Like, for example, compared to Zac's, if Zac had tidied his up and made it look presentable, probably would have been possibly on a par, but I think this actually looks possibly cleaner. It looks, I know it's clearly like a, you know, a basement home gym, but I kind of like that. I think it's quite endearing. I'm gonna say 5. And then ingenuity, like, pretty good. There's lots of things. You got, like, you know, the belt stored on the wall. We got those bars stored on the wall. The other bars over there, like, there's what, 10 or so bars in this gym, and yet it doesn't look cluttered. Yeah, I mean, it is a really nice big space, so, you know, he hasn't had to, you know, really work hard to make stuff work, but I think he's made good use of the space. There is, like I said, the storage is quite effective. I'm gonna say 3, which means Brandon as a total score has 19, which I think is joint second. I think I might have just made that up. Right, last 2, Ryan Terry. Ryan sent me 1 video. What is that? Ryan has sent me the lowest resolution video I've ever seen, recorded on the first ever camera phone. Although, got to say, that's an outrageous view from the back garden. He's definitely chucked that in to get extra points, and it's going to be hard to get that out of my mind. That does look sick. This is a new house, and it's a sick house they've done. Okay, I mean, that looks nice. It's quite a small space, but straight away, aesthetic, it's very, very pleasing. We've got a good range of stuff, cables, got a good amount of cardio bits considering the space. Barbell there, plates, loads of dumbbells, bench there. Is there a rack? Am I just not seeing this? So you've got a cable pulley there. Okay, looks, I mean, that is sick. Definitely more, obviously Ryan, like, you know, Olympic competitors obviously is a bodybuilder. This is definitely bodybuilding focused, but no rack. So straight away, I mean, Ryan, mate, you're gonna take a hit for that. But it does look nice, it does look sick. It's a clean, like, if we go to the beginning, it is a really aesthetically pleasing setup. So we're gonna go bodybuilding. You've got the cables, you've got loads of dumbbells, you've got an adjustable bench, and then another bench you can do like decline stuff on. Some good cable attachments. I guess as a bodybuilder, you can argue that the cardio stuff's important, right? Because you want to have the ability to do cardio. I'm gonna say 4. Powerlifting, I'm gonna have to be harsh here. You haven't got a rack, so you can't bench, you can't squat. You can deadlift on the floor, but there's not a huge amount of plates to work with. I guess you could bench if you had someone, you know, give you the bar, hand you the bar, but that's obviously not ideal. Powerlifting wise, I'm gonna have to, and you obviously could squat, you could just awkwardly maneuver the bar onto your back, but you obviously can't go heavy. I'm gonna have to say 1.5. I feel bad, but no, that's not true. You can, you can technically do all the movements, so I'm gonna say 2. Right, cardio, you've got a treadmill, you've got a, like a, what's that called, a cross trainer type thing there. You've got a mirror, key to witnessing the shreds. Pretty solid cardio setup. I'm gonna say 2 machines. I'm gonna say 4. Aesthetic, for me, it looks sick. It's really clean, it's all nice, nicely color coordinated. You've got a cool skylight there, which is gonna emit a really nice amount of light that would look sick with that mirror over there. Very, very nice aesthetic in my opinion. I'm gonna say 4.5. And then ingenuity, I mean, I guess it made good use of the space. For me, the lack of, I mean, basically, and I can see why, but Ryan here has chosen a cable pulley over a squat rack, which, like, for me, that's just like a cardinal sin. Again, I understand why he's done it for his needs. But yeah, the lack of the squat rack, I'm just finding it hard to get over that lack of a squat rack. But yeah, good use of space. It's all organized nicely, no kind of crazy, you know, creative moves, but like still looks nice and tidy. I'm gonna say 3, which means Ryan scores 17.5. Solid score. And last but not least, we have Travis S. Now, I mean, I've seen the video already. This is an 11-second video, cinematic, dramatic opening, and then from that point on, that's literally it. Nothing else happens. Travis, if I was giving marks out for cinematography / volume of content, you're gonna score a 0 here. This is all I have to work with. Yeah, I mean, I think, from my understanding from seeing other bits that Travis has done, this is their setup. So it's a solid range of dumbbells on a dumbbell rack, and then a squat rack, barbells, and a bench. The floor's good, so obviously a good powerlifting setup. But aside from the dumbbells, that's pretty much it. I mean, if I'm missing something, Travis, it's your fault, mate, because this is the content you've given me. Yeah, I mean, it looks very dark there. It's not. I know if you look at his other videos, I know that it looks nice and clean inside. In terms of marks, bodybuilding, you can obviously do your compound lifts, you can use the dumbbells, you've got an adjustable bench, no machines to speak of, so a little bit limited. I'm gonna say 3. Powerlifting, I know that Travis is into his powerlifting. I think he's got possibly 2 bars, definitely at least 1, and it is like a power bar. He's gonna have a good amount of plates. He's got a bench with the rack, so the powerlifting setup is pretty strong. I'm gonna say 4. Cardio, like, again, judging on this video, like nothing, there is nothing there. I can't see any way that there could be any cardio stuff here, so I'm afraid, Travis, for the first time in this video, I have to go 0. Aesthetic, it's hard to see there, but it does look sick. It is a nice, clean space. It's been like coordinated well. Travis is quite a aesthetic guy. That sounds weird. Quite an aesthetic minded guy. So he obviously wanted to make it look nice. I think it's delivered. I'm gonna say 3.5. And then ingenuity, again, I'm limited with the video. Like, this is all I have. Nothing crazy. I guess, you know, he's fitted it in fairly well. Like, you can still move around and you're not like, you know, stuff under your feet and whatever. But again, nothing like crazy, clever, integrated into the space. I'm gonna say 2, which gives Travis a total score of 12.5, which I think puts him last. I'm gonna be honest, you deserve it because you sent me one short video from one angle, so karma. Joking, love you really. And that is that. That concludes my YouTubers Gyms. There is a makeup pen in the way. YouTubers Gym review video series, not a series, just one video. And that means with a score of 20.5, as much as it pains me to say it, Zac Perna is the champion. He has the greatest, officially, this is official, like it counts. I'm essentially an organization. Zac has the greatest YouTuber home gym. But he's still an absolute. Right, we're done, guys. I hope you enjoyed the videos. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. You know what?